Okay, Leah, this video is for you because your homebound teacher said you're having trouble with this paper right here, the mole coloring. Well, I don't have my mole conversion chart, but I drew one kind of at the bottom of this paper here. You can see you got moles in the middle, mass in the bottom left, you got particles in the bottom right, and you have the one we're not using, standard temperature and pressure volume at the very top there. But I wanted to show you how to solve for these problems. And I have three here, and hopefully that's going to work out for you. And these will serve as a guide for you. Now, the first one and the second one are both one-step problems, and the third one is a two-step. So here we go. The first one, you were given 3.77 moles of BaCl2, and you wanted to find out how many particles that was. So we're starting with the mole here, and we're ending with the particle right there. So if you look at your mole chart, we're starting with moles right here and going to particle right there. And so the conversion on your chart is real simple. It's going to be a multiplication problem. You're going to have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles on the top, and you're going to have 1 mole on the bottom. That's a simple multiplication problem. And when you do that, that turns out to be, I believe, 2.27 times 10 to the 24th particles when you put it in your calculator. So what you do is you go over here and you find the answer that looks like that, and it happens to be this one right here. So you're going to find every space on that coloring mole that has a 1, and you're going to color everything in there yellow. Okay? So again, there's the problem. You start off with 3.77 moles. You're trying to find particles. So the conversion going from moles to particles was 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd over 1 mole, and that's a multiplication problem. Okay, second one. You were given 8.88 moles of this copper sulfate, and you're supposed to find grams of copper sulfate. So you're going from the mole and you're going to the gram. So we look at our mole conversion. Let me get rid of that. We're going from the mole to the gram, right? Is that what we said? Mole to, where is it? Mole to gram. Okay. So you're going from here and you're going to there, the mass. Mass is in grams. So the thing that you have to do, it's going to be the, let's see, it's going to be the molar mass, I believe, yeah, over 1 mole. So the molar mass of copper sulfate, so let me write this first. Molar mass over 1 mole, okay? And so the molar mass of the copper sulfate turns out to be 159.6, so I'm going to leave it at that. And we're going to put that right there, grams, and that's over 1 mole, okay? That's a multiplication problem. When I multiply this out, I get 1,417.24 grams. And if I go to problem 2, you don't see that number on there, but there's one that's closest to it, and that happens to be B right here. So we're going to, whenever we see a number 2 on that mole, we're going to color everything purple, okay? So those are simple one-step problems. But as we get to number 3, you're starting with grams, and you got to go all the way to atoms. Now, that's a two-step problem. And here's what I mean by that. Let me go down here and erase what I've got here. Okay. So we've got to go from mass. Is that right? I said mass to mole? Yeah. Okay. It's got to go from mass, go to the mole first, and then from the mole, we got to go to the particle, which is no big deal. The conversion is, for this first one, 1 mole over 27 grams. That's the molar mass of, what is it? Is it aluminum? I think it's aluminum, isn't it? Number 3. Yeah, it's aluminum. Where is it? Yeah, there's aluminum. Okay. And then the second thing we got to do is we got to take this one and multiply 6. Whoops, what is that all about? We're going to multiply Avogadro's number times 10 to the 23rd. That's going to be over 1 mole, okay? So those two conversions have to go into our problem. And so if I go back up here, my first conversion, 1 mole over 27 grams, is going to go right here, okay? And the second conversion is going to go into the spot to the right, and that conversion is this one right here, and that is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, and that's going to be over 1 mole also, okay? So that's a two-step problem. And so you're multiplying 5.75 by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd divided by 27 grams. When you put that in your calculator, right, you get 1.28 times 10 to the 23rd atoms for the answer. And if we look over at number 3, we see our 1.28 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. That's going to be the color green. So every number, every space that's numbered 3, you're going to color green. Okay? That's how you solve those problems. So just make sure you determine whether it's a one-step or a two-step problem by looking at your conversion chart. And then just enter in your conversions as you go, do the math, and you should be able to solve your problems. By the way, number 4, the answer you come up with is going to be wrong. It's going to be 3.01. So make it be 3.01 times 10 to the 25th is going to be the answer for this one. It's going to go right there. Okay, that's an error on the sheet, and that's the only one I think that's going to be there. Hope everything is going all right. Hope this helps you. If it does or it doesn't, let me know. Okay? See you later.